Hello and good day. This is Boniface from the blog Unam Sanctam Catholicam, and the title of this reflection is Epitaphs of the Catacombs. Well, actually, this isn't a reflection. This is a pitch for a new book that I've put together and that I'm making available through my blog and shortly on the new website on the catacomb inscriptions in Rome. The catacombs are very important in establishing early Christian belief. Catacomb architecture and art testifies to the nature of tradition, and this is a valuable tool to bring up when explaining the faith to Protestants, especially to demonstrate that the early Christians really did have a Catholic worldview with regards to the dead. And we can learn a lot about the early church from studying the catacombs. The most exhaustive study of the catacombs ever conducted was done by Giovanni Battista de Rossi, who in 1848 actually discovered the catacombs of Pope Calixtus in Rome and did exhaustive studies of the catacombs there and cataloged something like over 15,000 catacomb inscriptions. Now, de Rossi's work was initially in Italian. De Rossi's main translator was the Reverend James Spencer Northcote. Northcote is an interesting character. He's originally an Anglican of the Oxford movement and was converted to the Catholic Church under the influence of Newman around 1846. He went on himself to become a Catholic priest in 1855. Northcote visited Rome several times, got to know de Rossi during the time of his excavations, and became interested in the catacombs himself. In recognition of his erudition, Northcote later became president of Oscott College in Birmingham and received a doctorate of divinity from Pope Pius IX. Now, Northcote would become the English translator of de Rossi's works, and he published a book in 1878 called Epitaphs of the Catacombs, Christian Inscriptions in Rome during the first 4 centuries, which was not a translation of de Rossi's work as much as a summary of it, containing several illustrations by William Vaughan that were based on de Rossi's drawings. This book was published in 1878 and is probably the most expansive study on the catacombs in the English language. Unfortunately, this book has been out of print for a long time. You can still find it, but it's it's only available in those piece of crap OCR editions, where some company scans in the document from an old book, the text is all jacked up, no pictures, can't handle Greek fonts. You buy it and it's a total waste of money, and you throw it out. That's why over the past year I've laboriously put together a faithful reprint of Northcote's book that is not a crappy OCR reproduction. It's a faithful reprint of the original as it appeared in the 1878 edition, complete with Greek and Latin characters and dozens of illustrations. And as you can see here, this is not a crappy OCR book. All the original illustrations in Greek and Latin text is in here. Of particular value from an apologetical viewpoint are 2 chapters, one called Their Teaching About the Dead, the other called Dogmatic Allusions, in which Northcote uses the catacomb inscriptions to prove beyond any doubt that the early church did believe in the communion of the saints as the Catholic Church understands it, that they did believe that the dead in heaven can offer prayers for the faithful on earth, and that the blessed in heaven themselves were petitioned. And it shows how this developed out of the cult of the martyrs. That he also demonstrates clearly a belief in purgatory in the early church, as well as belief in the literal resurrection. So it's really great from an apologetical standpoint. The creation of this book was a laborious effort. I didn't have the software to scan the book in a way that would recognize the Greek fonts, the illustrations. I looked into different companies and products, and there wasn't anyone that could do it. So in the end, what I had to do is get an old scan of this book and basically copy each page and turn it into an image and paste that into a template. And the file got so massive, by the time I was done, I really lost the ability to edit or fool with the margins because I am an amateur after all. So the only issue with this book is the margins on the bottom are kind of fat, as you can see right here. But that's really the only difficulty, and if that doesn't bother you very much, then I think you'll find this book a very tremendous resource. As I said, the most expansive study of the catacombs in the English language. The book is $14.50 plus shipping. You can find it at the link on my blog, which will be posted below this video, and this will also be in the store in the new website, which is launching in a few days. So if you have any interest in the catacombs, especially from an apologetical viewpoint, this is definitely a resource that you're not going to want to be without. Until next time, this is Boniface from the blog Unam Sanctam Catholicam. God bless you.